Welcome to the Preschool All Stars podcast. I'm your host, Joy Anderson. And with me today is our amazing preschool all star, Antoinette Armstead. Antoinette, how are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you, Joy?
I am awesome. Well, girl, I want to talk to you because you came to Preschool All Stars and then bounced out and came back. So we're going to talk about that in a
Yeah.
second, but let's go back to maybe the first time. What was your
Okay.
life like before you met me? This is like prior to 2021. What were some of the things you were struggling with? Like, what was your life like?
Before I met you, I was a preschool teacher for about 2 years, and then COVID hit, and then my household was shooken up, and we moved to Texas. We were here in
Mm.
Las Vegas, and then we moved to Texas. And I was kicking my feet and rocks, and I didn't want to get into another school, and I just was like, no, I want to do my own thing. I want to do my own thing. I want to do my own thing. And I kept
Mm.
saying. And my partner was just like, well, it's not the time. It's not the time. We don't have the money. And then Joy came across my, I was like, yeah, Joy, Joy, Joy. So I was kind of the first girl. He was in my ear like, it's a cult. And I was like, no, it's not. Like, this is literally, he was saying the same thing. So I was like, I'm just going to stay. I'm going to keep doing it. So I like snuck and bought your book. I got your book. So that
Yeah.
was my first step. And then I was like, oh man, this is sounding really good. So I was like, I'm going to join Preschool All Stars. Did that.
Yeah.
So, and then I do Instacart and DoorDash. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to dip into our money. It'll be my money. So he will never know. So doing that. And then we had an extra room at the time. And so I was like, well, I can do online. I think I could do online. So I just did it. I just set up the room and just did it.
Pause for 1 second. I just did it. Like,
I did. I just set the room up and he came home like, what is this? I'm like, this is my recording preschool room now. Like,
yeah.
we're not doing it. So that's how that happened.
Okay, so you jumped into Preschool All Stars, set up your online preschool recording area, and were you able to enroll students?
I enrolled 5 students and I had them for about 6 months.
Yeah.
And then life happened again when Glorio, Texas, we had a freeze. And I
Uh-huh.
was like, I'm done. I'm done with Texas. I'm getting up out of here. This is
Yeah.
not me. So, and then I got pregnant while I was in Texas as well. So I
Congrats.
went to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So,
Went from
yep.
Texas freeze to Las Vegas heat. Love it.
Yeah, yeah. And then I had left my curriculum in Texas in my friend's garage. And so it flooded out. So this is my second time getting curriculum. So it's worth it. Okay. It's definitely worth it.
That's awesome.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
so and I know you bounced out of All Stars because life
Yeah.
happened, right? So totally get it. You weren't running your preschool at that time. I get it.
No.
But then like what happened to bring you back just barely?
So what happened to bring me back? I'd still been saying, I'm going to start my school again. I'm going to start my school again. People were in my ear asking me questions when I'm going to start my school again.
Yeah.
And then, Lord and behold, God sent me an amazing man that is just in my ear, like, you need to do your business. You need to do your business. You need to do and I'm like looking at him and looking at the finances, like, there's no way it's just not adding up, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not adding up. And so I just had put in my 2 weeks like 2 weeks ago. So I was running a before and after school program.
Right.
Loved it, 2 different schools, but I also had Sidian, who's just one. So I was busy, very, 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 very busy. So I teeter-tottered with that. I had got free childcares, like, I was like, whoo, heaven. But I still was uneasy. I still was
Yeah.
like, I, so you came across my screen in January. And
Fate.
I was like, man, there's Joy again. Like, someone posted in the free group, which I hadn't seen any posts in a while. So I was
Yeah.
like, wow, that's weird. So then that's how that happened. So I asked him, I'm like, should I start my school again? Like, or should I wait till our finances are better? Or should I? And he's like, well, what are you waiting for? And I'm not used to this because this is a new partner, so I'm not used
Sure.
to this positive thing. So I'm like, okay, maybe I should. So then Sidian, like, God makes things happen. He
Mm.
has joke ever. Like, we think we're funny. No, listen to him. Literally, literally. So Sidian's preschool is a great school, right?
Okay.
But he kept getting hurt one too many times for my liking. Just
Mm.
too many times. So I said, I'm gonna pull him out and I'm gonna
Yeah.
put in my weeks. And everybody was like, are you serious? And I said, yeah. And then here comes Joy again across my screen. And I said, I just joined Preschool All Stars. Well, how much is that? It was $67. He's like, okay, we can do that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna also pay for a hub too. Well, how much? Well, it was $97. He said, okay, we can do that. And I said, well, I also have curriculum too. Well, don't worry about that. I'll pay for your curriculum. Okay. So like working it out. So my last day at my schools was last Thursday.
Yeah.
It was really, really hard for me. I had kids from kinder to seventh
Mm.
grade, and I have an amazing, it like makes me choke up because I have an amazing relationship with my kiddos
Yeah.
and the families. And they like when I left, I got showered. I mean, my
Oh.
boss was coming to my house bringing me flowers, and she was like, I've never seen this before. I was like, I'm sorry. I just have a really good rapport with my families, and I treated them like
Mhm.
they're my kids. They're my
Yeah.
kids, you know. So, yeah. And then
That's
here's
awesome.
Joy.
No, here's Antoinette who's crushing it. Okay, let's pause with that really quick. I want to kind of reiterate a comment that you said. You said, should I start my business now or wait until finances get better? And that's such an interesting thing because a lot of times I hear we're struggling financially. I can't afford it. We don't have the money. Those are the three common things of why they're not jumping in now. Sometimes that's also fear, and we're sometimes using
Mhm.
money to be the barrier. But um, what's like, why? Why would you invest in something like, and also like, oh, just walk me through that mentality of like, because I get it, right? I totally get
So
it.
when I
Like,
say finances were like bad, I'm talking like, oh, we were getting like 7-day notices.
mm,
Um, Bad. And I
yeah,
literally jumped off the bridge and I was like, I have to jump. Like fear and all. I gotta
yeah,
do it. And so I'm just like, as much I like I said, I do Instacart. It's getting a little harder with Sidian because he is very, very active.
right.
But I am trying, and I really believe in this process. I really believe in the process. I know it works. A lot of the women that started with me back then are successful,
Yeah.
very successful. And it's encouraging, it's very encouraging to hear. And I also have somebody that's like, well, can I partner with you? And I said, sure, join Preschool All Stars, only so I can know how serious you are to invest in yourself
Ooh, I love
before
that.
you come on and try to be a business partner with me. That's
Yep.
the only reason why,
Yeah.
like I would love to, but if I can be my own partner by myself,
Hmm.
then, you know, yeah. So
Yeah. And so was your intention then with even those finances were difficult, etc., was your intention, hey, the only way things are going to change is for me to provide more income for us to get out of
absolutely.
this place in the first place?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. I mean, when I jumped in January, I was like, okay, April, I'm gonna do spring, and I was like, oh God, March came so fast. It just came so fast.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, definitely June 3rd, I'm doing a summer camp, 6 weeks, and then I'm opening August full. I've got it down. I'm taking
Nice.
a little slower than I would like to because I have to stop and do this and do that. But yeah, I'm getting it. I'm getting it.
Yeah,
I'm
you are.
sticking with it. I'm sticking with it. And it's work, blood, sweat, and tears, but I'll get it.
Yeah,
And I
you're
think
awesome. So,
encouragement really is being in an apartment, doing a local
mm,
pre in an apartment. That's my
yeah,
huge discouragement. But I'm gonna
yeah,
work it out.
yeah. Love that attitude. So if some in a good way, right? Like,
Yeah,
yeah. Anyways.
I'm gonna work it
Okay.
out.
So if someone was listening to this and watching it and saying like, should I join Preschool All Stars? Maybe funds are tight right now. What would you say to her?
Absolutely do it. Don't think about it. The longer you think about it, the longer you procrastinate. Just do it. Like I said, this is my second time buying curriculum. Well, my first, yes, so second time getting curriculum. So do it. It's
We're
worth
glad that you're here.
it. I'm glad to be back home.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Well, Antoinette, thanks for being here. And for those watching, to learn more about Preschool All Stars and jump in, go to preschoolallstars.com or click the link in the description. And Antoinette, we will talk to you soon.
Bye. Thank you.